Hello, crafty friends. This is a video that I have been thinking about doing for quite some time. And it is to talk about the apps that I use to edit my photos to get them to smaller than 4x6 sizes. So I use Project Life and I use Print2Size. So first I'm going to start with Project Life. So you can download that from the App Store. And as far as I know, I think it's probably for both Android and iPhone. I do have an iPhone, so this will be specific to iPhones, but I'm sure that the instructions would be very similar to what you would use on an Android. Okay, so first I'm going to go into the app here. And you see that you have these options here. So I'm going to create. And you have the option to create a collage page, an editorial page, or 4x6 print. And so I always do the 4x6 print. I've never done the others because it's just easier. I'm usually just using it for my pictures. So you have different layouts. This is a 4x6, so you have two 3x4s. If you go down to this layouts button here, these are the different options. So this is the favorite one that I have it set for because that's the one I typically use, but you can also do actual 4x6. So if you have a picture that's bigger than a 4x6, but you want to make it into a 4x6, this way you can see what you're going to get if you do print it as a 4x6, like what beyond the picture that you see is going to print as a 4x6. Otherwise, you have a vertical 3x4, two 3x4s. You have a horizontal 4x3, 3x2s, 2x3s. You have one 4x4 and 2x2s. Same here, but just horizontal. Same thing here, just flipped. So all of these are essentially the same if you're going to print them as a 4x6 print. It's just a matter of how they're going to be oriented when it comes out of the printer. Same thing with the 2x2s. You get 6 of them on a 4x6 print. And it looks like these might be some new ones that I don't know if I've noticed these before, that you get a 4x6 and a 2x4 in different formats. So maybe we'll have to try that out to see how that is. So let's just go with the typical one that I do. This is the two 3x4s. Click done. So you just click on the screen. You have an option to pick a picture or from one of their cards. And they do have some free things that if you want to do journal cards on here, type out your words, you can actually print it as a photo and use that within your pocket cards or even within a regular layout. I don't do a lot of those, but maybe that will be another video for another time. So I'm going to click on the photo. Whoops. All right. So then your photo library will pop up, and it's basically, at least on an iPhone, it comes up as recently added. And so these are all my current pictures that I have. So obviously you can see some of my layouts are in here. And you just scroll through until I will just use 2 of the pictures from last week's crop. So once you pick one, so I have this one in here, and you can expand it by just using your on-screen, you know, if I just wanted the picture to be that, that's what it will save, and that's what it will print within that 3x4 section of this 4x6 print. However, I would like to have both my daughter and I in the picture. So that one is done. Now I'm going to click onto the other side. And once I touch the screen again, I can click on my photos. Whoops. My recent photos come up again. And let's see. I will choose, let's see, that one. And this one was actually taken horizontal. So this is a good example that I can move it from side to side, and maybe I just want to have Jay in the picture here. I could do that, and that's all that would print. Or I could do this side of the picture, and this is all that would print. Or now I have some editing options. So I'm going to choose this. These options come up. You don't have a lot of options, but you do have some color editing. I usually try and color edit within my iPhone prior to putting them into a collage within this application. But if I want to turn the photo so I can use the whole one, I click this rotate button. And so now I will get this as a 4x3 with all of us in it. So here you can see that I'm going to get one that is horizontal and one that is vertical. It will print as a entire 4x6 picture, and now I just have to cut it in half to use as a smaller version of a picture. So now that I have this in there, I am going to save it to my camera roll. So I'm going to hit this download button here. These options come up. I'm going to choose export. And I'm going to choose image. I've never done the editable backup. I don't know what that does, but I always do image. Now it's going to come up with an option of where I want to save it. I'm just going to save image. There it says it's saved. I'm going to click out of it. It's going to save it to my library here within the app. So here you can see that I can actually go back, that for some reason if I forget to save it, it actually saves within the app. Okay. However, we will go look at my photos, and here is my photo within my photo stream. So there is my saved 4x6 photo with two separate 3x4 photos. Okay. So we have that option. I am going to go back in here and we will create. So we'd go to create, we go to 4x6 prints, and let's change it to one of these, a 4x4 and two 2x2s. So again, we're going to click on this. Sometimes it takes a while to load. Now, if you notice, for some reason, when I clicked too many times, it went to a different folder of where it's pulling my photos. So if you want it to go to a specific folder in your photo app, so like I have a favorites folder, I have my recents, and then sometimes you might share photos. You know, recently I did a album with some wedding pictures of my parents, and so all of those pictures are within that folder. But I will just go back to the recents here, and Let's go back to, so here's one of my grandson here. I have, so you can choose this one, but you don't have to do anything. If I'm like, I have 3 different pictures here of us. So I can go actually look and see which one I like the best. So here's this one. It just updated that one. You can see updated each time. And so I'm going to do that one as the big one. And then I'm going to choose one of the 2x2s, and I'll go back and put this one in there. And then now I'm going to choose the lower section. I'm going to go back and put that one in there. So let's see. So here are all of my, so actually, now that you look, I think this one and this one are actually a duplicate. Yeah. So I'm going to go, so you can actually update it. I'm going to go back to my pictures. I'm going to choose this one. So, yep. Now I think I have all 3 pictures. They are all done. If I want to edit these, so again, I go to this one. Oops. Oh, yeah, it did. And so my edit, I can make it brighter. Oops. There you go. So I can make it brighter. Put it back to how it was. I can add the saturation, make it like super bright. Not so bright. You can unsaturate it and make it black and white. And then you have a contrast button that can also add some differences in editing. So you're limited a little bit, but you do have some options here. And then the other edit option is you can click on this button and you have a free form text, and they have some information on here. Let's see. Obviously, I've not used this, but it does have some information. Maybe later. Let's see. Oh, looks like it's a $4.99 option. So if I wanted to put text actually directly on the photo, I could pay the $4.99 and get that later. So I'm going to click maybe later. All right. And so now we have our picture. Again, I am going to click on this button down here to download it. I'm going to choose export. I'm going to choose image. And I'm going to save it as an image. And it has saved now. And when I click this X button here, it's going to save it to my library. And again, if I needed to, if I had forgotten to do the download part, I could go to the library and re-download it if I needed to. So it is saved there within those pages. Okay. So that is a basic tutorial on Project Life. The other one that I use is Print to Size. Oops, sorry for the blurry. Print to Size. So this one, you can also get it in the App Store. I cannot tell you if it is applicable to Android phones, but go into and read what's needed to make the program or the app work. So when you come in, it actually, I have it set up for a 4x6. There is a setting button. So if you wanted to do a different paper size, so if you wanted to create a photo of a 12x12, you can do all these other different 8.5x11, 2x3, 3x4, different sizes. However, I use the 4x6 because if I want to bring in multiple photos and make them various sizes, you can. So I'm going to leave it as a 4x6. I'm going to click done. So here's my 4x6 canvas. I'm going to click on this plus button right here. That takes me to my photos. So I'm just going to click this recent one that I got from my daughter of Cody and hit add. It brings it in here as, it shows you the dimensions as a 2.4 by 3.2. And you can basically just use your finger to resize it. So say I wanted a very small picture, basically a 1 by 1.5. I mean, you can, it shows you there what it is. So it's going to be slightly then, so I've got 1.15 by 1.5. So I can click off of it, and that's the size that it is going to print. So I can click on it and move it up here and bring, and so that is the size of the picture. So now I can go in and add more pictures. So let's see. Let's bring in, oops. Okay, let's bring in these 4. So now it's showing that we have 4 more pictures to add in here. So this is the one that it is updating right now. So if I want to make it smaller again, I can do this one as a, let's say a 1.5 by 1.15. That one's done, and I'm going to move it up here out of the way. So if you like to do mini albums and don't want to print at home, you can save them in whatever random sizes you want. Put that one in that corner. This one, we'll just make it that random size. And this one here, these 2 ladies, Joanne and Lori. All right, so now we've got all these pictures. And let's just say, okay, I'm going to make a mini album out of this. So I now have all the pictures I want, even though I have room for more if I want to. If I don't want to do any more, then I basically bring it to this printer. Click on the print button. It is, you don't have to print it. That I'm going to export it as a JPEG, which is a picture. So that same option comes up, and I'm going to save image. And now this 4x6 image should be in my photos. Oh, there it is. All right, so now I have this 4x6 picture that when I print it, these are going to print into all within a 4x6 picture, and everything else is going to print white. So hopefully this is helpful to you, as many of you that have watched the memory bound videos have asked how I print my pictures. So once I save them, I actually use Walgreens, and so, but you could probably do the same process with Walmart or whoever you use for your processing. I also use Shutterfly as well. So you just go into your photos. I do prints. I'm going to take it off my device. And so then I want to manage photos because I want to add more than what I already have in. So click on that, select more photos. And now I can go through and add these 3 that I have just completed. And then I click on these 3. So these are the 3 that would come through. I've selected 3 photos. Click next. And so they're going to print those as 4x6 prints. So I will get that whole thing as a 4x6 print, but it will have these teeny tiny pictures within the 4x6. So I just add them to my cart, and then I check out, and that is how, and so then I just go pick them up locally, or if I am not in a hurry and I can get a better deal on Shutterfly, then I will order that way. So hopefully this tutorial has been helpful. And if you have any other suggestions on making collage prints, I'm totally open to always trying new things, but these are the two that work for me. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave those down below. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you next time. Bye.